Now, the weather may be colder, but that doesn't stop us from enjoying the outdoors here in BC, even on the water. Paddling, it's a year-round activity. And Andrea Ryman is the founder of Paddle BC, and Paddle BC has just launched a new online guide. Andrea, hello to you in Castlegar.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Now, it must be frozen there in Paddlegar, in Castlegar. I mean, where does the paddling continue throughout the winter time here in BC?
Definitely more so on the coast. Vancouver Island and the southern coast is going to have the nicer weather, milder temperatures for that ocean paddling. But throughout the province, we have these different nooks and crannies of warm weather, like in Osoyoos and Castlegar and Kelowna.
And what about for you? What's your own personal experience with winter paddling, especially?
Well, my husband and I own a rafting business, and I've been whitewater paddleboard instructor for the last 15 years. I definitely have the most experience paddling in the fair weathers. That's when I do a lot of my teaching and my exploring. But I love to exercise and get out there. It's a connection with nature and dipping your paddle in the water. It's like nothing else.
Wait a second, whitewater paddleboarding? I have trouble staying upright on a paddleboard on a calm lake. How complicated is that?
Take some good balance, that's for sure.
Now, how would you say paddling has changed over the years? What kinds of things have you seen in terms of gear or better boats or other vessels?
Great question. Well, one thing that's really come to light, especially during this project, is kayak fishing. So fishermen or fisher people are looking for a new way to get into those small little eddies and catch those delicious fish. And that's been a real emerging piece in the sport.
Okay, and what about the kayaks or paddle boards themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Back when paddleboarding first came out, they were large, they were hard, they were expensive, and now you can put it all into a backpack and hike up a mountain and go to a remote lake.
Right. If you're strong, they're still heavy. They're
Yes,
still heavy. Come on.
yes, but it's given us a lot more opportunity to
Okay,
be
so
able to
why
explore.
the need for an online guide?
Really saw this as an opportunity to bring all the paddling sports together. You know, being in British Columbia as the only Four Seasons paddling destination in Canada, we really saw an opportunity here to connect passionate paddlers with those industry leaders.
What are some of your favorite places to paddle?
Oh, well, I love the ocean for sure. Coming from a river experience, um, cruising down those rapids in safe scenarios can be really invigorating. Um, and then, those like early morning lake with the birds and the animals that can kind of show up on the shorelines, really, I can't pick. All three make sense to me.
No, I know, but when you say ocean, it's an awfully big ocean. Where do you like to go and paddle?
Well, Squamish is definitely one of my partners on this first round of Paddle BC, and it's been incredible watching Norm Han take on paddleboarding and really bringing life to that in the region of Squamish. But Vancouver Island, I heard you talking just a moment ago about how you had set your friends up to go on a whale watching kayaking excursion, and that's the most incredible experiences that we have.
Yeah, a little daunting, a little daunting. They're a whole lot bigger than you, especially when you're down at sea level. And what about local rivers in BC? What are some of your favorite places?
Well, some of the ones that have shooken me up the most was definitely the Kicking Horse in Golden. And the Elk River in Fernie's got some really great reputation. But that's one thing is the Whitewater doing this incredible project has really showcased our area and all of the rafters that we have, rafting outfitting companies that we have. We really are a whitewater mecca.
So, what would be your advice then for someone who's new to this, someone who's a complete newbie paddler? What's a good way to get into this?
Yeah, check in with some of the local experts. That's been one of the biggest components to this site is we need to know and connect with those people on the ground working on those waterways. They're the ones that know the area the best. So as we weave in their information, their expertise, their advocacies, we're really making a connection to place. So as a beginner paddler, take advantage of those trips, take a lesson, and go on in a guided experience.
Andrea, I wish you a wonderful winter there in Castlegar, and thanks so much for a little bit of incentive and enthusiasm for paddling in the province.
Thanks for inviting me on the show.